As the moon hung low in the ink-black sky, casting long, sinister shadows across the desolate town of Ravenscroft, a bone-chilling unease settled over its few remaining inhabitants. The night was eerie, freaky, and horrifying in every way imaginable. Ravenscroft was a place forgotten by time, its crumbling buildings and twisted trees telling tales of a dark and haunting history. The townspeople rarely ventured out after dusk, for they knew the stories of what lurked in the shadows. But on this particular night, a group of young daredevils decided to challenge the town's notorious reputation. Jenna, the ringleader of the group, was known for her fearless spirit and love for the macabre. She had heard legends of an abandoned asylum on the outskirts of town, said to be haunted by the tortured souls of its former patients. She convinced her friends, Alex, Mia, and Lucas, to join her on this eerie adventure. They gathered flashlights, a camera, and their courage, setting out towards the asylum as the clock struck midnight. The night air was cold and clammy, and a thick mist clung to the ground like a shroud. Jenna's flashlight pierced the darkness as they approached the asylum, its rusted gates creaking ominously in the wind. The building loomed before them, a decrepit monstrosity with shattered windows that glistened like malevolent eyes. As they entered the asylum, their footsteps echoed through the echoing halls. The air was thick with a musty, unsettling odor. The group crept through the darkened corridors, their flashlights revealing glimpses of decay and despair. Broken furniture, tattered restraints, and cryptic scribbles on the walls painted a chilling picture of the asylum's grim past. Mia, the most skeptical of the group, couldn't help but shiver. "This place gives me the creeps," she whispered, her voice trembling, but Jenna's determination remained unshaken. "We didn't come here to back down now," she insisted, urging them deeper into the asylum. They finally reached the basement, a place rumored to be the epicenter of the asylum's horrors. The air grew colder, and a sense of dread hung heavily around them. Jenna's camera flickered to life, capturing every spine-tingling moment. As they explored the basement's labyrinthine passages, strange noises began to echo around them, whispers that seemed to emanate from the very walls, and ghostly moans that sent shivers down their spines. Lucas nervously adjusted his grip on his flashlight, casting trembling beams of light into the abyss. Then, suddenly, the lights went out. Darkness engulfed them, and a collective gasp escaped their lips. Panic set in as they fumbled to relight their flashlights. In the inky blackness, they heard the unmistakable sound of footsteps approaching, slow and deliberate. "Who's there?" Alex called out, his voice trembling. There was no response, only the sound of the footsteps drawing closer. Jenna's heart pounded in her chest as she tried to keep her voice steady. "Is someone playing a prank?" But just as they were about to bolt for the exit, the flashlight beams flickered back to life, revealing the basement in all its eerie detail. And what they saw froze them in terror. Standing before them were the apparitions of former asylum patients, pale, emaciated figures with hollow eyes and tattered hospital gowns. Their mouths opened in silent screams. Their hands outstretched in desperate supplication. The group was paralyzed with fear, unable to move or scream. The specters drew closer, their cold, ethereal fingers brushing against the living. Jenna's camera continued to record, capturing the spectral horror in all its nightmarish glory. Then, with a deafening wail, the apparitions surged forward, passing through the terrified intruders. The group felt an overwhelming chill as if their very souls had been touched by death itself. When the specters finally dissipated, the group stumbled out of the basement and fled the asylum, their hearts still racing. The camera had captured the horrifying encounter, providing proof of the night's eerie events. Back in the safety of their homes, they reviewed the footage, confirming what they had witnessed. The images were a haunting reminder of their eerie adventure, a chilling testament to the horrors that had unfolded in the asylum. From that night on, the group swore never to return to Ravenscroft's haunted past. The eerie, freaky, and horrifying night had left them with a spine-tingling tale that would haunt their nightmares for the rest of their lives, a reminder that some mysteries were better left unexplored, and some places were better left abandoned to the darkness.